Hello and welcome to the Brother Slim. My name's Cam, and we are in the end game of the Doggos to the Stars campaign. Lantern year, oh goodness, I think 22, 21, 22, one of the two. And yeah, we are facing off tonight against a very Christmassy Bullfrog Dog. Huzzah! We'll see what goes. The last one was crazy smooth and then diabolical, and I don't have my super juiced up survivor with me tonight, so we shall see. What do I need to do to start here? I did forget to do one thing last session, and that was doing the tomb part 1. So we'll go ahead and read this really quick here. That is the art that goes ahead with the tomb. To become gods, you must kill gods. Part 1. The settlement begins the tomb's foundation. This lantern year, archive all basic resources brought back by returning survivors, rounded down. Gain 1 hazmat shield rare gear. If there are fewer than 4 people of the stars in the settlement sacrifices 2 survivors without constellations, if possible. The departing survivors gain +1 luck token. Very, very interesting. Okay, so I think what I'll do is... Arluza, how's it going? Last minute gift wrapping sounds about right. Merry Christmas to you. Tonight I'm a little bit late getting started because of frantic card writing and gift wrapping as well, so respect. Okay, so for this, because I should have done this last time, I think what I'll do is I just won't add the basic resources this time, and I'm going to give myself a hazmat shield. So let's go and find that really quick in the rare gear. Hope everyone is having a lovely holiday season, by the way. Mine has been busy but quite nice, except for either, fingers crossed not tearing, but either a partial tear or a good old sprain of my meniscus in my knee, which was a bummer, trying to do young person things, and it did not go well. Okay, let's find this item. Regal Stirrup, Teeth Bikini. Trash stuff, not that. Hazmat shield right at the very bottom, because of course. So what is the hazmat shield? Weapon, melee, shield, metal, heavy, block 2. Add 2 armored all hit locations. When the monster performs unseen agony or meltdown, roll a 1d10 on a 2+, you suffer no damage. Well, that is freaking cool. We are going to use the heck out of that. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and add that to our kit right now. Gear. Let's go into the rare stuff. Hazmat shield, where are you at? It's gonna take a picture of it. Scribe KDM is just the best. Listening to you on the phone, and mobile-based YouTube doesn't have chat. Hey, sounds good. Yeah, it's a gross monster. I've said it so many times when I was still newer at the fight and like playing, like rereading the rules for it every single time. Reading the rules for the Frog Dog is part hilarious, part just awful. The fight itself is a lot of fun though, and some of the gear that it comes with is a blast as well. So, hashtag worth fits on sale, I would say. Okay, so who do we want to give this to? I kind of think we want to give this to Ein. Is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? Let's give it to Ein. Just because I want them to be a little less squishy. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So there we go. Just gonna tuck the rare gear off to the side. Big pile of kit that it is. Okay, fun. Well, part 2, we're gonna add to the Lanternier next time. Story events, The Tomb, part 2. There we go. Have to remember that. And all of the departing folks gain a temporary luck, which is pretty freaking cool. Maltese, boom, 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 and Shiba Inu, last but not least. I also renamed some of the survivors because I had a chunk that weren't named after doggos. So we got Shiba Inu. Not gonna lie, I can't remember where Ain is from as far as doggos go, but that's okay. And then Bernese Mountain also. So there you go. That is all set. The tomb is done. We don't need to sacrifice because we have a minimum of 4 constellation survivors, which is pretty freaking cool. Okay, so we got that there, we got this here. So let's go ahead and depart. Let's frickin' do it. Okay, dice are on the table. That's also off to a good start. Gonna put those guys up there just because we're gonna do Overwhelming Darkness anyways. All right, 74. I think I'm gonna start kind of summarizing the hunt phase rolls instead of reading them every single time, because there's some that I haven't experienced yet, and those ones I'm definitely going to read out loud, but a lot of them are just kind of whatever, I've read them before kind of thing. 74. Antler Gouged. A great battle for dominance between 2 enormous antelopes has left gouges. Each survivor rolls a d10. So we'll do it in the order of how we have them in the app here. So starting with Bernese Mountain. Getting an 8. You carefully tread over the destroyed faces. Nothing special. That's good, because Bernese Mountain just got rocked by a bunch of hunt rolls previously. Ooh, Lantern 10 for Ein. You find a loosened stone. Gain a founding stone starting gear. Alrighty roo. Okay, that was Ein. Next up is Maltese, getting a 5, nothing, and then Shiba Inu. A 2, that can't be good. You trip over the jagged ground and shred your flesh. Suffer the torn muscle. What is the torn muscle, and how bad is it? Torn muscle. You cannot dash until the showdown ends. Gain a bleeding token. So not horrendous, but also not great. That is for sure. All right, but then we scoot on forward. We are going to do the sky fishing here. Because we can. Let's see, we're just going to put that down over yonder. Pick up this guy and read sky fishing, which is creepy and cool art. Very much on brand. You inflate the lure and gently launch it up into the air. After a time, you feel a bite. So we get to add 2 to this roll. Getting an 8. We get a hagfish. We've gotten one of those before. I was really hoping to get a bugfish, but that is okay. Let's go ahead and add that to our storage. Should be in strange, I do believe. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So that is a hagfish. And that means this book is done with. Good stuff. Onwards with the next hunt table roll. 88. It's always nice when you hardly need to flip through things. 88. The sword and the statue. A one-eyed statue. Sword on the anvil. With the event revealer proceeding clockwise, may make one attempt to grab the sword from the anvil. If they do, gain +1 courage, roll 1d10 and add hunt XP to the roll. Ooh, this is where Muramasa is. I don't think we really care about Muramasa, but I wonder, how much courage do people have? Let's see. 5, 9, 4, and 0. I am not going to risk it. The 9 is tempting. It's very tempting, but I don't really care for Muramasa this campaign. I got to use it last time. It was a lot of fun, and I'm quite happy with the loadouts that I've either gotten or that I'm working towards. So I think we're just going to skip on that and just move ahead. There we go. So we'll roll again. 49. Plus fields. Okay. May carefully tread through the mounds or rush through. Carefully tread. Roll again on that table. Rush through. Add evasion to the results. On a 7 or less, they detonate. They suffer 2. Okay, we are going to roll again on that hunt table. We're going to tread carefully because I don't want to get everybody stinky when we only have one stinky survivor right now. Stinky is a general net negative for this fight. All right, 13. Overload. Sobbing uncontrollably. They simply had too much. Interesting. Okay. Accept darkness. I don't think we have that. Let me just check progress really quick here. Yeah, so we don't have that society yet, because that would be where, yep, so we don't have our society yet. How many survivors do we have now, actually? We have 14, so if we birth one more survivor, we get our principal, which is kind of wild that we are nearing the end of the campaign and still don't have it, but that's okay. So event revealer would be Maltese. They lose 1d10 insanity, 8, so they are no longer insane. And onwards we go. So this is going to have to be just a normal hunt roll, or hunt draw here. Skeletal bloom. A head cracks in the ground sprout anemic flowers that nod in an unfelt breeze. The event revealer may consume them. If they do, they gain +1 courage and pluck the largest bony bloom, devouring it. Well, I kind of want to see what this is. So 8+. Well, I mean, I guess we probably should see what this is. And this is Shiba Inu, who does have a reroll available. I don't know if this is the smartest move, honestly, but let's see. We're going to do it. Oh, baby, a Lantern 10. Super exciting. The bloom crumbles to dust in your mouth. You cough up gray dust. Your voice is hoarse with a newfound power. Gain Feral Shout. Feral Shout is something I'm really don't care about, but we don't have any fighting art, so let's go ahead and grab it. Feral Shout. Your sudden bark spooks the monster. If you're adjacent to it, spend your action and have it suffer knockback 1 away from you. Interesting, but like really not a big deal for us. There we go, and then let's move on to Overwhelming Darkness. Should just be the next page here. There we go. Okay, so Path of the Brave. I think pretty well everyone should be brave. Let's see. So Bernie's Mountain is. Just going to put him there. Ein definitely is. And there we go. Maltese is also. And Shiba Inu. Ooh, Shiba Inu is also not insane. Does anyone have leader? I think I took out the person that had leader. Yeah, alas. Okay, so Path of the Doomed. Okay, so Bernie's Mountain first, rolling a d10. Ooh, getting a Lantern 10. Gain the leader fighting art. Do we want Bernie's Mountain Dog to take that? Let's do it. Let's get rid of Clutch Fighter and take leader. And with that, we're just going to scoop this person over here and let them do Path of the Brave instead. Fun stuff. Okay, cool. Onwards to Ein. Getting a 3, a -1 accuracy token. That's all right. Maltese. Getting a 2, same thing. -1 accuracy, really not a big deal there. And Shiba Inu. Getting a 10. Do we want Shiba Inu to have the leader fighting art? Absolutely, because they didn't have any except Feral Shout. So let's get a leader. Boom, boom. Well, that was a rather fantastic Overwhelming Darkness, if I do say so. So put those guys up over yonder. And do we want to do Mineral Gathering now or later? Let's see. I think let's do it now just in case the frog moves. So let's do mineral gathering. Very kind of Ionic looking art for this. All right, so we have one pickaxe, so we are going to roll a d10. Getting a 7. You find an iron. As you free it up, on a 6-up, you hear a snap. Well, would prefer not to hear a snap. Let's see. So we don't want... Nice. We do not archive our pickaxe. That is preferred, and we gain an iron. So let's go ahead and grab that. Strange. Iron, where art thou? There you are. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. Well, still no luck getting any further, really. I've gotten into the worm tunnels, but all I've gotten is nothing from it. So I really want to get down to the Crystal Lake and further, but that'll have to wait to another time. Okay, so that is going to bring us to another random hunt roll. Let's go ahead and do that. 45. Alrighty. 45. Jagged Valley. Each survivor suffers 1 event damage to the body unless they have bandages to patch up their wounds. All survivors also gain 2 bleeding tokens. Okay. Well, I think we're probably going to investigate because we do have a pickaxe. First things first, 1 damage to everyone's body, which, all things considered, is pretty light. There we go. Let's investigate. 2, that's not great. The white stone is extremely hard. When survivors finally break through, a horde of bugs scuttling forth from the holes. Gain 1 hissing cockroach. The excavation was time-consuming. Roll again on the hunt table. Bugger. Okay, well, let's gain that cockroach at least. And we shall roll 1 more time. Ooh, 5. Flesh fields. Alright. As they travel, every survivor suffers heat exhaustion, losing 1 survival. Alrighty. With the dart that I'm using, I really don't care about that, so that's not too bad. Event Revealer rolls 1d10. If the survivor has a sickle, they help clear a path. Okay, so we do not have a sickle, so it's just going to be a straight-up d10. Getting a Lantern 10, that is nice. Each survivor harvests 1 hide basic resource from the flesh fields. So, let me just take a quick look at the tomb, because this might count as stuff that we don't get. Oh no, so we'll still gain it, and then we'll just archive whatever else. I think that's how we'll play it. So yeah, we'll gain it, and then archive rounding down. So we'll get 4 hide, and actually need to do it with the cards, just so we can keep track. 2. 3 and 4. Nice. Well, our dice rolls have been pretty freaking good so far. Hopefully it doesn't mean we end up cursed later on, but we shall see. All right, so that gets us up to there, and then we just have 1 more Frago Doggo hunt event here. Wet ground. I think I've seen this one before. Loamy stone faces collapse underfoot. Brown water gradually rises ankle deep. The survivors' clapping footfalls turn to sloshing as they push deeper into the marshy terrain. Each survivor rolls 1d10. All right, well, let's go back to front in this case. Shiba. Oh, that dice is quite literally landed in the garbage. 1 sec. The heck, where did that go? Extremely unfortunate place for the dice to land, but such is life. There we go. Could have been worse. Just the office garbage. Alright, so let's re-roll that for Shiba Inu, getting a 2. Alloy-eating vermiforms latch onto your feet. Set your leg armor to 0. If your leg armor is metal, archive it. So luckily we don't have metal legs. 1, 2, 3. Maltese. Same. Okay, getting a 9. Faint burbling forms an incoherent speech. Gain +1 insanity and 1 understanding. You witness an omen. I forgot about omens. We need to use those. Because we should have 4 of them now. Oh my goodness, we have 5. We are going to hopefully do that this session. Okay, back to survivors. So in insanity and understanding. Let's do the understanding. Boom, boom, boom. Under insanity. There we go. This is the wrong person, actually. So yes, your understanding needs to go. What the Hank Brown? No, I think that was correct. I'm confused. Very confused. I'm not too sure what just happened there, but that is okay. Okay, and then we'll grab an insanity. That was very strange. We're just going to go with it, though. So understanding. Let's just go ahead and do it. Might have accidentally kind of cheated there, but I'm also pretty sure I missed someone's age milestone a little while ago, so whatever, we shall take it. All right, so understanding. 5. +1 permanent evasion, a random fighting art, and the noble surname. Alrighty, Roo. A random fighting art. Let's take it. Boom, boom, boom. We get Last Man Standing, where you're the only survivor on the showdown board. You may not gain bleeding tokens or be knocked down. Not really benefit for us, but that is okay. Still cool nonetheless. And noble. Oh, we're not noble. We shall take that for sure. There we go. Fun stuff. Okay, onwards to Ein. So back to rolling on this table. Getting a 6. Wait a minute, I am confused. Okay, here we go. Mud burbles with foul stink. Gain a squeamish disorder. If you already have it, you refuse to go any further. Oh god, let's see. We are not squeamish, so that is good. You cannot depart with stinky gear. If an effect would cause you to become stinky, lose all of your stuff. Luckily, we do not have any stinky kits. Important. All right, and then last but not least, we have Bernie's Mountain. Lantern 10, fun. Egg sacs burst with hormonal fluids. Your legs swell with quality mass. Gain +1 movement. Oh, wow. Well, that is fantastic. Heck yeah. I thought we'd seen Wet Ground before. I don't think I have, and that was a fun one. I like that. And I'm not huge on a lot of the Frog Dog other hunt events, so fun stuff. Okay, cool. And with that, we are able to get where we needed to go. So let's go ahead and face off against this terrifying, Christmassy bullfrog dog. And I did do my usual roll a d10 and on a 6-up, place the copperfish den down. I'm pretty sure I have all of the copper that I actually want or need, but I might see about grabbing one more, just in case. And in the spirit of the holidays, that is absolutely a... it's just clipped onto his mohawk there, so it's not perfect. But there we go, Christmas bullfrog dog. Huzzah. Let's put you there. Also, just with being so busy, I was hoping to have a Cycloid Scale Armor Survivor, and also I was hoping to have 3 more Survivors painted, and I have none of them painted. I've started painting one, and the rest are primed, but alas, just not enough time over the holidays and doing renos and such, and with the fun injury too, so joy. So there we go. We'll put him as our tank there. Support person is going to be right there. Let's see. I think same thing with... There we go. And then we'll have our axe person in the blind spot there. Okay, cool. So first things first, anyone who has a stinky piece of gear, which I think should just be Shiba Inu, gains a stink token. So let's go ahead and do that. Stinky 1. There we are. And let's do this thing. A couple of rules that I've forgotten a couple of times. We have Mature, which is a cool and dangerous one. Basically, at the start of a survivor's turn, if they are stinky, they take damage equal to the number of stink tokens that they have to random location, which isn't too bad because we don't have a lot of stinky folks, but that can change. For example, there is a legendary cards that gives you D10 stink tokens and then does a whole bunch of damage based on that too. So yeah, some pretty gross stuff can happen. And then last time I fought the Bullfrog Dog, I totally forgot to include this card, which is Indigestion. So when this comes into play, perform basic action. Don't need to worry about that because it's already in play. At the end of the monster's turn, perform gaseous bloat. So basically it's always gassy instead of just when it tells us to. Also, Bullish Charge replaces Leap, so we'll read this one really quick. The Bullfrog propels itself along the ground, charging instead of leaping. Move the monster until it reaches the center of a random mammoth leap it does not currently occupy. Move the monster along the shortest path, but be sure to choose a path that collides with as many survivors as possible. Then turn the monster to blind spot to face the center of the showdown board. Survivors it collides with suffer 5 damage to a random hit location. So joy. And yeah, that is really the gist of this fight. So it hits pretty hard. Last time I fought it, it also like destroyed a bunch of my people's courage, which was strange. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes this time. And let's see what we get. Okay, so we get Bullish Temper, one of the new Bullfrog Dog ones. The monster's dark temper flares, its angry eyes surveying the battlefield. If the survivor's total courage is less than 15, the monster gains +1 speed and +1 damage tokens, which I think we might have happen because of so much courage just got chowed last fight. So 4, 13. No, we do make it. That's good stuff. Ironically, we wouldn't be overly upset about it gaining the speed and damage tokens as long as we can actually damage it with our tank person, specifically because we have a crazy weapon that turns tokens into extra wounds on a crit, and it's got, in this fight, +4 luck, which is bonkers. It is such a crazy weapon. So I'm just going to grab tokens before I forget, because we do have, I think, accuracy and luck tokens in play, but I can't remember, so let me just double check that. Showdown Bullfrog Dog. For anyone that hasn't seen it, just by chance, there is really cool gribbly art in here too, and I like the little effect, shall we say, of having the art go over on the other page there as well. All right, so +2 speed, +2 damage, and then +2 accuracy tokens and 1 luck token. Let's go ahead and grab those things. Damage. The accuracy tokens are interesting because normally the Frog Dog actually has a pretty poor accuracy, so this adjusts that. But again, we can eat these tokens into extra wounds, which is wild. Last time I was fighting, in one single turn, I think I did 7 or 8 wounds. It was wild, and that was with like a single attack, which was just completely bonkers. Okay, damage, accuracy, luck, where art thou? There we go. +1 luck. And speed. Nope, that is strength. There we go. So those ones we're not going to be able to remove because that is just an innate thing of this Bullfrog Doggo. But the other ones we can. So fingers crossed we'll be able to dispose of them. All right, so we don't need to worry about the first part, which once again, blessing and curse, because we can nuke those tokens. But on the off chance our courage does get mowed later in the fight, we can eat them later. But we draw AI. So we'll put that into this card pile and draw another AI card. Gnashing and Barking. Furthest stinky threat. So there's no threats, because the only one that is stinky is in the blind spot. Closest threat in field of view and range, that is our tank. move, and attack. So speed is going to be 5. Accuracy is going to be 3s. 2, 4, and 5. Let's see, on Mr. Mountain Dog, that is going to be hitting on 6s here. All right, huzzah. That'll be 1 hit. Intimidate all survivors. That's going to be after. Well, I think we'll go ahead and dodge the 1 hit here. Because why not? I guess it will just be the 3 damage. Are we concerned about the 3 damage? Are we? We got a lot of... I guess we can roll and decide. Let's see. 3 damage to the hands. Now let's take it. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then intimidate survivors. The monster's eyes bulge with exertion. It barks madly. Roll 1d10 for each survivor in the monster's facing. We only have 1 of those, so let's go ahead and roll. We're hoping for a 1 to 3. No, that is a crit. Monster level brain damage to Bernese Mountain Dog. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. That is the end of the doggo's turn. So we want to go with the person that can remove the tokens. So we're going to go with Bernese Mountain Doggo, who's going to swing in with Wrath, which has 18 strength right now, which is insane. And because we're insane, Turbotonic should be in play here. We have 3 speed with it. Did I have... Okay, so we're going to be hitting on 6s with it. And just for anyone that hasn't seen it, check out the ruling on Wrath there, because it is a wild weapon. Base, 1 speed, 5 up to hit, 13 strength, deadly 3. When you critically wound with this, archive all tokens the monster has and inflict an additional wound for each one. Insane. Last time it had extra tokens. Alrighty, Ryu. So hitting on 6s. Hey, that's 1 hit. Baby, that's all we need. Let us see. Festering Thigh. All right, so we have 4 luck, meaning we'd crit on a 6, but it's got a luck token, so we're going to crit on a 7. Oh, baby, we crit. Fantastic. So that just straight up does 4 wounds to it, which is awesome. So let's do that first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know what I'm going to do in my next campaign fighting level 3s when I don't have this weapon anymore, because to get this weapon, it's from the Black Knight expansion. You need the Portcullis key, and then you need to roll a 7-up on a random table after beating Black Knight. So it's like, it's a pretty rare one, and it's extremely powerful. Even without the crit effect, like it's still got so much strength on it. Okay, so what is the crit effect here? Barely hidden ligaments pulse with pain. It gains a -1 movement token. Which, ironically, we can also eat that into a wound later on if we want to also. Gain a random frog dog resource. Happy to. Put that up there. Getting the gaseous bladder. Cool. And do we want to block with this guy? I don't think it's worth surging to block. We do have a bunch of survivor right now. Let's go ahead and surge, and then we shall block. And it's just block 1. We have the Bullfrog Shield, which is really good, but it doesn't have block. You have to be able to spend your action and movement at the same time, and you get Deflect 1 for free, which is really cool. But I don't have the full armor kit made, and technically speaking, I do have the Frog Dog boots, which are an outfit item, so I can use that to get the full armor kit. And that's what I did beforehand. It was actually part of the reason why I started it a little bit late tonight. But if I did that, then I wouldn't have the full Frog Dog kit, and I want that for someone who can potentially eat up the farts. Again, the freaking rules in this fight are ridiculous. But let's go take a look at it really quick. Ian's got it on. There we go. The Frog Dog mask on a 6-up, ignore the effects of gas. Oh, I could have done that anyways, and I could have just subbed that in, but that's okay. Whatever. We switched up things to be late for no real good reason, but that is all good. Okay, cool. So we got block and play. if we need it. And yeah, let's go ahead and, oh, one sec here. So at the end of the monster's turn, perform gaseous bloat. So there's going to be a fart card on play. Just so we don't forget that, we'll have that in. And with that in mind, let's go ahead with the person in the back here. They're going to go into already in the blind spots, but this is specifically where they can target the heinous origin, which again, everything about this fight in the names is pretty ludicrous. So what are we doing with Shiba Inu here? Shiba Inu's got some pretty crazy kits. They are not insane, so we can't utilize the extra movement or the frog doggles right now. We're hoping to take a head injury or a brain injury and get insane throughout later. But not really anyone else was insane either, and I didn't have room anywhere else, so that is okay. But we have the Tentacle Axe, which is pretty freaking wild. So when attacking from the blind spot, the attack gains +2 strength, and the first successful wound gains devastating 1. The attack is also sharp too, which is pretty freaking sweet. So we have 2 speed, hitting on 5s. That's 1. Baby, that's all we need, right? Festering exposed gums. Good stuff. So we'll have the white die be the sharp one, and then we'll go with the black one here for the normal strength roll. We also have that +2 to the strength. Bugger! That is just a miss, and there's nothing that we can do about that. So failure, the monster averts its massive face. Perform leap, then gaseous bloat. So, bullish charge is leap, in which case we need to do a random mammoth leaf. So, let's see. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9 it is. Alrighty, Roo. So it is going to go through this person because it wants to, and then faces away from the group like that. You are going to get knocked down and suffer 5 random damage, which is a bummer. To the body. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just going to straight up have to roll on the Happy Happy Fun Table of Doom, which I didn't get pulled up here, but we can do that really quick. I like using this instead of having to flip around through the book so much. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and roll. And if we need it, we do have a lifetime reroll. 7. That can't be too bad, right? Lunacy, gain a random disorder and 1d5 insanity. Alrighty, Roo. So 1d5 insanity. The big 2 will round up. 1, 2, and a random disorder. Vestophobia. Well, let's get rid of this one and get Vestophobia. Oh, no, never mind. I am going to get that one back because I forgot what Vestophobia was. I do not like Vestophobia. Proctophilia. There we go. Okay, so, I mean, that could have been worse, but also could have been a lot better. That is for sure. All right, so leap collides. Also gaseous bloat, so we need to have 2 farts here, which is annoying. Meaning, let's see, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to dash into the heinous origin to make this happen with Ein. There we go. And Ein is going to attack with the Jaw Saw. So it would be really awesome to get at least 2 hits, but we shall see. So 3 dice hitting on 5 because we're in the blind spot. Oh, baby, we get 2 hits. 1 and 2. Twitching abdominis. We'll move away. Okay, so the chances of us critting here are slim. the chances of us wounding are much better. So let's go ahead and do this one first. All right, and we do have 1 luck, so we crit on a 9. Oh no, we actually crit on 8. I forgot we get the lucky stone here, lucky charm here too. Okay, so let's see. Oh, goodness gracious. The 1. I've had 2 very unfortunate ones in a row. That's too bad. Undulating spasms travel along the monster's bloated body, jerking its limbs wildly. If adjacent, the attacker suffers 2 damage to monster-level hit locations. Full move the monster away from the attacker. Alas, that's going to cancel the other attack then too. Bugger. Okay, so full move for this guy is... How far can it go? 9 right now with that -1 movement token. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Frog Doggo in the corner. I'll shift that camera a little bit. There we go. And with that in mind, with them knocked down, so 2 damage to 3 locations. Let's do that before I forget. Body, body, and waist for Ein. There we go. Well, bringing us to Maltese. What do we want to do with Maltese? You aren't actually knocked down. I just knocked down your miniature by accident there. I don't know if we want to bother encouraging. We do have the 9 survival. Is there anything fun that you can do? Not really right now. Who's got the bleed on them? Shiba Inu. I guess we could go and get rid of that because why not? Let's do it. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Where were you? Probably there, yeah. We'll get that bleed down to 0. And we could encourage and get those two deflect tokens. Oh, it's tempting. Let's do it. We're going to encourage, get them up, and they'll gain a survival on a 6-up. They do, and that survival is actually going to be 2 because of how freaking awesome this armor is, but I think they only have room to get 1 more, yep. And then 2 deflect tokens from the Earl armor set, which is... It's become like one of my favorite armor sets in the whole game that I've played so far. It is so cool. Okay, that is fun, and that is going to be the end of our turn. So, I mean, can't complain. We did 4 wounds and then whiffed with everyone else, which was a shame. But 4 wounds was still not a bad start. All right, so what is this frog dog going to do? First things first, it's going to fart on us twice, which does not spark joy. Let's see. Static emission. Shock bristles your hair and the sharp smell of ozone relentlessly tickles at your nose. Muscle twitching spasms spreads through and beyond your body. Target a survivor adjacent to the most survivors. Oh no. They gain a stink token and suffer monster level damage to all hit locations. Oh no. That stinks because that's going to be 3 damage to someone who only has 3 armor. So Shiba Inu just gets freaking chowed by that. Okay, and then 3 damage to the legs for Maltese. 1, 2, 3. As well as Ein. 1, 2, 3. Ouch. Okay, that was fart number 1. Fart number 2. A legendary one. The stench of death is your own. A random survivor in the emission zone. There is no one there. That is good, so we just get to not worry about that one. And now it's actually going to go. Bullish Core. The monster's flaccid Gulag sac quakes with a ragged intake of air. Engages its core, blaring into the darkness. All non-deaf survivors suffer 1d10 brain damage. Ouch, that's going to hurt. So no one is deaf, so let's start with Bernice. Oh, 9. So Bernice gets knocked down, which is going to be a happy, happy, fun Table of Doom roll for the noggin here. Oh no. Oh no. Reroll not available. Uh-oh. Dead. Oh no, this is... Things have taken a dour turn, and now we're going to die. Oh, that really sucks. We get a basic resource for that. Broken Lantern. We'll take that. Okay, well, that was also just the first person. I don't think anyone else was insane here, too. So let's see. Ein. 1. Okay, that's much better. Would have preferred that before. Maltese. 3. What sucked about that is I rolled that dice kind of janky, and it just rolled directly into a card and stopped on 1. But that is the way things go. I've been saying for a while now that I want to use a dice tray, or dice, yeah, like an actual dice rolling box. I feel like that is not the specific name for it, but, dice tray, dice rolling tray, whatever the heck is the official name for it. And I freaking have one, because I'm sick of dice rolls like that happening. Okay, onwards to... nope, sorry, what am I doing? We'll just count that as the brain trauma roll for Maltese. Lunacy, random disorder, and 1d5 insanity. Okay, 5 insanity. We shall take that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Random disorder. Let's take that. Immortal. When you are insane, convert all damage dealt to your locations to brain damage. You cannot spend survival while insane. That is not one that we want on our support survivor. It's a really cool one, but we do not want that there. Okay, Shiba Inu, who has only got 2 insanity. 2! Huzzah! We don't need to roll on the Table of Doom. Okay, turn to face the most survivors. The monster charges. Full move the monster forward. On collision, survivors suffer 5 damage and gain a bleeding token. So it can move 9. Going... Probably it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's able to get to here. Suffering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On collision, a survivor suffers 5 damage and gains a bleeding token. So Ein takes 5 damage to the body, which I think is already at 0. Okay, so that is knocked down. Wow, I think this might just be a loss, and I might re-rack, because I do have a free re-rack from something much earlier in the campaign, but we'll play it out a little bit further and see here. Okay, 5 damage. So that'll be a roll for the body on the happy fun Table of Doom. 8. Broken rib, -1 permanent speed and a bleeding token. Broken rib, there we go. 1 bleeding token. Okay, well, the -1 permanent speed isn't great, but also not the worst. And perform gaseous bloat. So there we go. Fart card is there. We can't spend survival with our person that's insane, and that's our support person who needs to spend survival. Oh, that like gibbles that entire character. Oh, that sucks. And then draw another AI. So this is a brutal turn. All right, tongue-tied. Stinkiest threat in range. Oh god, that is the person who's got 0 armor on anything. Perform leap, which is actually going to be charge, which is just going to be one of these 2. So we'll do 1 to 5 and 6 up. Nice. So in that case, it's going to get both of them. Ouch. So there we are for there. And that's going to be 5 damage to a random hit location for both of them. So we'll do Maltese to the hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Shiba Inu. It doesn't matter. It's going to be bad. To the hands. 1, 2. Knocked down. And now the only person that's up is the only person that can't encourage. Bugger. You know what? I'm just going to do this right now and just re-rack, because this went extremely far south. I can't remember specifically what the thing was, but it was a settlement event. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and do that, because this is spiraling out of control and is not a good scene. So let's refresh everybody here. I think it was like Savior in the Snow or something was what it was. I can't remember specifically, but yeah, this I think was going to be a losing battle. So we're going to do that re-rack now. Put you there, put you there, there, and there. We'll put that resource back. And then get rid of that one too. Shuffle these back in. Yeah, so I'd been saving this re-rack for a special occasion such as this, and yeah, my goodness. First turn was okay, and then it just spiraled downhill really fast. Losing our tank was exceptionally unfortunate. And especially, yeah, some other stuff too. So yeah, rough go, but that's okay. We can just re-rack and redo. We just won't be able to do this again for the rest of the campaign. I think this might be the last, as long as I don't die after this re-rack, this might be the last time fighting the Frog Dog too. So fingers crossed that we can pull it out here. Just going to keep the disorders and such that happen because I'm not really concerned about that, but I will get rid of the injury that happened. Who got it? I think that was Ein. So bleeding's down to 0. Broken rib is gone. Okay, well, restarting. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Shuffle these fart cards here too. Sparring under control. Baton twirling club name indeed. Mike, good to hear from you, man. How you been? You picked a doozy of an evening to come back and join. As we get rocked by the Bullfrog Dog. Okay, well. Let's go. I'm now 1 for 2 against the Bullfrog Dog. And hopefully we can make this 2 for 3. What's it doing for its first turn? Disturb and Buzzing. Closest threat in range. Good stuff. That'll be our tank. 6 speed, which we actually need to get the tokens back now. So my movement is gone. The luck is in play, and the accuracy is in play. So, Thrashing Monster disturbs the nests of insects. Gain a -1 movement token. Alrighty, Roo, that we can handle. And move and attack. So 6 becomes 8 speed, which is pretty freaking wild. Crazy, hey? Hopefully crazy good and crazy awesome rather than absolutely bonkers. But good to hear nonetheless. Happy holidays, too. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 7. Am I short a die? Okay, I'm just going to have to re-roll one because I do not see the other dice. Okay, let's re-roll this one. Okay, so what do we have here? So 3 evasion, meaning it's going to be hitting on a 4 becomes a 7. So let's get rid of you and you. 4 hits is still pretty rough. Okay. Well, Bernie's Mountain Dog is going to take some hits here. That is for sure. My goodness. That was 4. All right. Body, body, body. Wait, so we are going to... This was back up to 10, so let's go back to 9. We're going to dodge one of the bodies. Oh, dang, we get -1 evasions for this too? Rough. This is actually, I think, the first time I've seen this card. Okay, so the +2 strength means 3 damage apiece. So 6 damage to the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3 to the waist. 1, 2, 3. If we're hit by attack, we get Weeping Sores. Fun. -1 evasion token. There we go. Okay, well, that is the end of its turn. So let's see if we can have the start of the turn go the same and see what happens after. At the end of the monster's turn, perform gaseous bloat. So let's do that before we forget. Indigestion is done. And let's attack. We've got 3 speed, hitting on 6s with Wrath, the crazy, crazy freaking weapon that it is. Let's move this back to the center a little bit now, too. Hitting on 6s, that is 2 hits. We love to see it. All right, well, let's do this one first. And so we crit on usually 6s becoming 7s because of that luck token. Oh, Lantern 10, fantastic. Critical wound. Agitated dogpoles blindly sniff in the gloom. The dogpoles seek out any stinky survivors adjacent to the monster and nurse helplessly on the hapless surrogates. Horror and a surprising symphony overwhelm the survivors. Any surrogates are insane. They gain +1 luck. So this person was insane, I do believe. So we are just going to go ahead and take it because I'm pretty sure we had 3 before. And we are going to take that +1 luck because that sounds freaking cool. I'm going to take that. Even though I said I wasn't going to touch that stuff earlier, I'm going to take that luck because that is awesome. Right. Also, what a disturbing scene. So that is just straight up 4 wounds, which is awesome. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we crit on 6s. So let's see if we can crit again here. 6s indeed. Huzzah. Okay, cool. So, accumulated yapping, squirming pile collapses beneath the monster. The monster is knocked down. Boom, boom, boom. And that is another wound done. Okay, well, that was a better first turn. Hopefully we can keep that up. It's got a fart in play, and so I think we're going to go with the person that can be most likely to remove them being in the heinous origin here. So let's do that. Shiba Inu is going to attack here. So we get 2 speed, hitting on 3s because it's knocked down. 2 hits, and then monster gets back up because it's indomitable. And what do we connect with? All right, well, let's do the death blow first, just because there's no ill effects. So, sharp dice, normal dice, and we also get the +2 strength. So that is going to be, yeah, that'll be a wound for sure. Good stuff. We're able to discard the fart. Huzzah. I think because of that, we actually do 2 wounds because this is devastating. I forgot about that. And that is freaking stellar. Huzzah. All right, next one. So same idea. Here we go. All right, that will be a wound also. Not a crit. I should have taken a look at that because we would have crit on a 8, but alas, I was not looking at that last dice roll. And that is another wound. Okay, that is off to a way better start. Let's go ahead with Ein next. Ein is going to not move. And we're going to use the special action on the jaw saw here, the saw action. Spend your movement for the rest of the round. Your attacks with this weapon gain +2 luck. We already have 2 luck, so that's going to be critting on 6s, which is pretty wild. So 3 dice, hitting on 6s and critting on 6s. Oh, nothing. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we at least picked things up with Shiba Inu. Ein is still in super Whiffington mode here. Do we want to spend any survival on that? I don't think so. I think we're just going to let that be. Maltese. Is there anything we want to do with Maltese? I think we'll probably do the Sky Harpoon. Roll a d10 on a 6-up. Do a damage. No. Okay. Well, still a better starting turn than last time. Ooh, one thing I forgot actually too. So they are insane. But no, we'll do that next time. Okay, what is this bad boy going to do? Slurp. Stinkiest threat in range. We don't have any stinky threats in range. Closest threat in field of view in range. That'll be our tank. Heck yeah. Move and attack target. 5 speed. +2 accuracy would be 3. But then -2 as well. So just straight up 5s. All right, so 5s. Okay, wow, that is an extremely strong dice roll. That is a full suite of 5 hits. Jesus Christ. And we didn't have any block up, which I probably should have surged and done. You know what? I'm going to give myself a mulligan on a 6-up. I'm going to say I did that fast. No, okay. Alrighty, Roo. Well, 5 hits. 2, 4, 5. Fingers crossed, they're not all on the body. Only 3 of them on the body. Okay, and that's going to be 4 damage apiece. Indiscriminate gnaw mashes. Archive a weapon in your gear grid or suffer a random severe arm injury. Ugh. Okay, well, that is gross. And let's see. So I don't think we're going to bother dodging the body because, I mean, like, we're going to be rolling on a severe injury table anyways. So I think may as well just roll. Yeah, whatever. We're just going to do that. And there we go. There we go. You're knocked down. One nice thing about this re-rack too, before I forget, is Maltese no longer has that absolutely immortal is so cool, but not on this survivor. There we go. Indiscriminate ouch. Yeah, 110%. Okay, so we do need to roll on the Happy Happy Fun table of doom here. You know what? I'm going to be a cheeky bugger, and instead of doing that, I'm going to spend a acanthus and get that back up to 12, which would, I think, be at 9. Okay, there we go. Indiscriminate ouch, though, and we do also have the body, so this should be 4 damage apiece, which is wild, so that should be 8. Okay, so 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. Okay, and we need to discard a random weapon, which is unfortunate. I think it's probably got to be the round leather shields. And I'm so glad that I updated my gear grids. Again, it was part of the reason why I was late. I was shuffling stuff around. I was not going to have this, and then it would have had to choose between Wrath and the brand new Bullfrog Shield, which would have really stunk. So happy about that. Gross card, though. I do not like that. But that is the end of its turn, and that wasn't nearly as diabolical as the last turn it had. So back to us. I think I'm going to attack with the Bullfrog Shield here. Is that a dumb idea? Should I be... I kind of want to. It's dumb. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to Surge. Oh, I can't even block with it. Oh, yeah, I can't block anyway. So, yeah, there's no point in surging. Let's just go ahead and attack with the shield here. So 1 dice. Actually, this is going to be more than 1 because we have Turbotonic. So we had 7 before. So let's get back up to 7. So 3 speed, hitting on 8s. We get a perfect hit, which doesn't do anything, but is nice nonetheless. Festering Spindly Toe. We have 13 strength. 8 plus 13 will absolutely cut it. We love to see it. We do a wound with the shield, and we get our shield proficiency, so we don't need to do that again. It would be really nice to get the shield amassed. Oh my goodness, an 8. Do we crit with that, or do we just have the 1 luck right now? Yeah, we just have the 1 luck, so not a crit, but close. Okay, a monster's limbs flap haphazardly. If adjacent, suffer 2 damage to monster level hit locations. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Body and body. Oh my goodness. Monster 2 damage. Okay, so that'll be... Oh, this is actually supposed to be 3 hit locations. Let's roll 1 more. Oh my good god. Just cannot roll anything but the body here. So that is going to be 6 damage. So we're down to 2 armor on the body from that. And then full move the monster away from the attacker. So away, it's going to come this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into this little area over yonder. Knocking you down because of that. Okay, that is a little bit annoying because of how far away we are. So what makes the most sense? Do we dash or do we leap? I kind of think that we leap, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to scoot back here. This being with Ein. Down to 6. As we dash, we're going to jump off the lily pad. At the end of the monster's turn, so we'd have a fart card in play. There we go. Oh, no, we don't. Yes, we would. Yeah, we definitely would there. We're going to go directly into the Heinous Origin and attack with some plus strength that we probably really don't actually care about, but we have anyways. So 3 dice hitting on 5s. That'll be 2 hits. All right, Twitching Memory Sac and Twitchy Tongue. Let's go with this one. So we're going to be critting on 8s. 3, that might actually not be a wound. Let's see here. 14, 17. That might be exactly what we need, actually. Let me just double check. 17 is exactly what we need. Huzzah. Okay, good stuff. So we do a wound. We don't crit. One thing I want to check here too, because I've forgotten about it so many times, is the specialty here. Gain +1 accuracy. I have not been doing that, I don't think. When attacking with a grand weapon during your act, if you critically wound, the monster is knocked down. Okay, so nothing else specific there as of yet. And then let's see about here. So critting on an 8. No, that's a 1, alas. So we get a failure response. Whipping its prehensile tongue, the monster snatches at his victim and takes off. If the attacker is not in the monster's blind spot, we are in the blind spot. Huzzah, that is nice. So we did the wound earlier, so that means the fart card is not in play. We love to see it, and the failure response there really was not that bad. So we'll take it. That's not too shabby. Do we want to surge and see about doing some more damage while we're in the Heinous Origin? I think we're okay, and we shall save off here, methinks. Yes, so that we shall do. Do we want to encourage? I mean, we probably should. Let's encourage. So we'll go down to 8. Get you up. You get 2 travel back on a 6 up. No, you don't, but you get 2 block tokens. Deflect tokens, which is nice. So we'll leave those just beside you. And then... Ooh, I've been forgetting about one person is stinky. Shiba Inu is stinky, so let's just roll 2, because we've got 2 turns. So the head and hands take 1 damage, because they have 1 stink token. Okay, so. Shiba Inu should probably go. Let's do it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to here. And we are going to attack. So 2 speed, hitting on 5s. 1 hit. Getting the Festering Maw. So we have Sharp here, which is nice. And also an additional +2 strength as well. And we crit on a 9. A 7 will not be a crit. That will absolutely be a wound, though. And that's 2 wounds, because it's our first attack this turn, and it's devastating with that. Cool, reflex. The monster's carbuncles spit a thin plasma. All adjacent survivors gain a stink token. If the attacker is sane, they gain a proctophilia. Okay, so we gain some stink tokens. Unfortunately, that brings Shiba up to 2. Here we go, and I think when we're supposed to be doing that damage, start of the turn. So it just would have been 1 damage at the start of the turn to the belt, the waist. There we go. And then that also means that unfortunately Ein gets a stink token here too. Stinky one. There we are. Okay. Okay. Well. That is going to be our turn. I think we're just going to move them up to there. Cool. Well, onwards to this big old frog doggo. Bullish Posture is one of the new cards. Intimidate targets. The monster oppressively displays its colorful sack under its chin. Each survivor rolls 1d10 and adds their courage. If the result is less than 12, they suffer monster level brain damage and lose a courage. This rocked me so many times last time. So let's see. Let's see how much courage I can lose tonight. Okay, so let's start with Bernese Mountain. So adding 5 to this roll. That is not going to cut it. We lose a courage. And suffer 3 brain damage. 1, 2, 3. Next up, Ein. You're good. Maltese. Hard no. 1, 2, 3. Shiba Inu. You just automatically fail. So 1, 2, 3. No longer insane. That's unfortunate, but that's alrighty. The sack is so colorful it hurts my brain. Indeed. It would be fine. I'm happy with the kit bash I did with this guy, but to do like a big bulging frog throat for the kit bash, that'd be fun. That'd be fun here too. Okay, draw AI. Let's do that. Confusion. Non-adjacent threats. Intimidate targets. Okay, so that'll be 2. Malformed orifices of the carbuncles gop in dizzying patterns across the surface of the monster. All targets suffer monster-level brain damage. Any sane targets still standing grow lightheaded and are knocked down. Okay. No one has Sad Frog Dog Song. That's okay, though. All right. Well, monster-level brain damage to Maltese. 1, 2, 3 injuries, so being knocked down there anyways. And then Bernese Mountain, taking 1, 2, 3. And then you also, no, you're not sane, so you're good. Okay, well, that is its turn done. And then at the end of the monster's turn, get a fart card in play there. Let's go ahead and swing in with Ein first. So Ein is going to take a damage start 2 to the waist. There we go. Loadout, we have 3 dice hitting on 4s because I've been forgetting all about the grand specialization. Okay, 3 hits. Oh, and movement action to get the +2 luck. So we crit on 6s. 1, 2, and 3. All right, well, we have some Bullfrog Dog specific ones here. So first strike, super dense, left tusk and right tusk. Fun stuff. And then also Achilles twitching tendon. So 2 reflexes. Oh, -1 luck to wound this location. That's annoying. Well. Which one do we want to attack? 5 damage and knockback 7. They are identical. Okay, let's just go with the left tusk first. So, what do we need to wound here? We need a 3 to wound, and we need a 7 to crit. And I would really like to crit so we can ignore the reflex. So 7 up. Heck yes, we do. Love to see it. Critical wound. You bust the monster's tusk. It gains -1 damage token. Gain prime tusk. Cool. Okay, one sec here. I'm going to grab that strange resource because I want to see what it looks like, and what it does. Prime tusk. A rugged horn worn from battle. Cool. So put that there. Just going to add it to the inventory right meow. So strange. Prime tusk. Heck yeah. And -1 damage, which is also nice. Ironically, because this is the token, we could eat it, but it's kind of nice having the -1 damage. Unfortunately, we don't have any choice there. Okay, persistent injury, broken tusk. When broken tusk, persistent injuries are in play, replace bullish charge with leap. Excuse me. Cool. So, fun seeing the different art there too. Just gonna have a quick drink of water. And what we'll do is just stack that on top instead. Cool, cool. So that is left tusk in play. Let's see if we can do the same thing. 7 up. Oh, baby. We crit again. Oh, excuse me, a little catch in my throat. Well, I'm extremely happy that we re-racked because we could have tried to fight it out, but it would have been, I think, just a slow... it might not have even been that slow. It would have been a losing battle, and that would have been fun. And if we did win, which frankly I highly doubt, we probably would have lost another 1 or 2 survivors. So I'm really glad that we didn't. Because we are getting all of the goodies and things are looking up, as I probably jinxed myself for saying that. But such is life. Okay, 2 prime tusks. Love it, love it, love it. Anything else there? 2... Nope, just the exact same thing. So those are out of play, and they've been crit. Absolutely love it. So in this one, we crit on a 6. Heck yes, we do. Frickin' sweet. Okay, Frog Dog is stunned. It rolls protectively through its writhing pile of spawn. Its bloated mass shrinks from the exertion. The monster gains a -1 toughness token. We gain a random basic resource. Heck yeah. I guess we should probably see what we get. Gaseous Bladder. I probably should have shuffled. That's actually the same as last time. But, well. -1 toughness token. Let's grab that. Toughness tokens, that I really don't care about eating to do wounds. Okay, cool, 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 cool. That also gets rid of the fart card because we were in the heinous origin. Love it. And because we crit, it's knocked down. So just put it on its sides. A little unnecessary because it's just going to stand back up in a second, but helps us to remember. Shiba Inu, we're going to go with you next. So we have 2 speed hitting on 3s because it's knocked down. 2 hits. Heck yes. No trap. We love to see it. So that gets the Frog Dog back up. Okay, so wound. All right, let's do this one first because we are in the blind spot, which is good. So sharp and normal dice, critting on a 9. Okay, ooh, let's see here. So that is going to be 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. Nice. So quite literally only because we're in the blind spot is the reason we're able to wound from getting the extra strength. Love it. Not a crit, but we do wound. And the wound reaction doesn't come into play because we're not in the blind spot. Love it. And that is 2 wounds done because it's the first attack and it has devastating for the first one. Festering shoulder. Here we go. So same idea. Critting on a 9. No diggity, but still a wound. So same thing. In this case, we just do the 1 wound. The monster sings its woe in sour, gravelly notes. Adjacent insane survivors perceive the Frog Dog's pain. They gain monster level insanity and are knocked down. So, who is insane and adjacent? Not Shiba Inu. Not Ein. So, no ill effects there. Okay, well, I think... Oh, you know what? How many... We have 4... Technically 5 wounds left to do. I think we're going to go for broke and surge and just see if we can make this happen. Let's freaking do it. We're going to go with the distance here and see if we can just nuke this guy down and like 0 turns flat. Okay, so let's do Ein first. 3 speed, hitting on 4s. Nope. All right. Well, what about Shiba Inu? 2 speed, hitting on 5s. 2 hits. Still no trap. We love it. We love it. Okay, reflexes, which we don't love. Not in the blind spot, though. Okay, so let's do the not in the blind spot one for sure. Same idea. White is the sharp dice. Okay, so not a crits, but a definitive wound for sure. And it's the same turn. Let's just actually check the wording on that just to be absolutely sure. When attacking for the blind spot, the attack gains +2 strength, and the first successful wound attempt gains devastating 1. Yeah, so that's... Oh, you know what? That might not be per turn. That might just be first in a fight. Like, just 1 devastating per encounter. I think I might be misplaying that. I'm going to have to look that up to confirm. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm just going to do 1 regardless, because I've already done it this turn. All right, so that one is done. We don't need to worry about the reflex because it's that same one. And then here we go. Critting on a 9 would be nice. No, but we do still wound. Love to see it. All right, delicate latticework of wrinkles. Perform leap and then gaseous bloat. All right, well, it's on this one, so we'll do 6 up. It's this one. No, so it's going to go to there. Gaseous bloat, a fart card comes into play. And you know what? We're going to surge with this guy. He's going to attack with Wrath. And if he wounds once, we win. Because of it's got 2 tokens that we can nuke down. So 3 dice hitting on, it should be, I think, 5s or 4s. Let's double check. Hitting on -1 accuracy, so it's just going to be straight up 5s. Okay, 3 hits was a little bit more than we wanted, but let's see. 1, 2, and 3. Lucky ducky that we are. No trap to speak of. Good stuff. All right, so the impervious one we don't really care for. Let's just go for Aqueous Eye. So looking for a 6 up to win. No. Ironically, does that still wound? Let's see. Yes, that does still wound. Wild. So that is a wound done. And then so we got a failure. Let's probably go with this one. So 6 up. Por favor. We'll take it. That is the Lantern 10 to seal the deal. Critical wound. Ribbons of viscera tangled with fibrous aquatic plant stems pour from this wound. Slashed guts. When the monster performs leap, roll 1d10. So I don't need to read this because we win. Reason being, we kind of overkill it actually. We do the 1 wound from the attack, and then we do 2 free wounds from the 2 tokens that we had in play. So nuked to bits. That was a crazy inversal of the first go. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I had that re-rack because that was looking extremely rough. Okay, let's put Christmas Froggo Doggo up in the corner where he belongs. Bullfrog Dog Monster. Get this terrain and minis out of the way. There we go. There we go. Dice up in that corner there as well. Huzzah, huzzah. And what do we get for this great victory? Let us see. Okay, just need to make sure everyone has their proficiency earned. Bernie's Mountain. Fine. I guess Maltese didn't actually. I probably should have tried to get it with Maltese, but that's okay. Shiba Inu. Yes. Complete Showdown. 200 XP. So Ein and Shiba Inu both get age. Good stuff. All right, and what else do we get? Rewards. So we get the group gains the following. Ooh, who killed it? I think it was... Oh, it was our tank. So Bullfrog Neck for Bernice. Let's get Bullfrog Neck. Bullfrog Neck. What do thou do? Thick Neck supports your head mentally and physically. Add +1 to head severe injury rolls. W recurs for any roll that would take it into account. So ironically, if we had this on that first fight, that 1 would have turned into a 2. Oh no, that was a head, not a brain injury, so never mind. But now we have a smaller chance of dying there. And heck yes, my crit for a win. We frickin' love it. Okay, so the basic resources, we shall deal them out, but one, two, three, four. We were unable to keep them because of something else that we have going on in play. So we got all those four hides. We have monster bone, monster organ, monster bone, and lantern. What was the specific wording there? Let's take a little looky-loo at the tomb really quick. All right, so this lantern here, archive all basic resources. I don't know why it says rounded down. Archive all basic resources brought back, rounded down. I feel like rounded down, there's no point for that phrasing to be there. We just archive all the basic resources. So yeah, we don't get any of those. That's is what it is. It's okay, because we get 8 frog dogs. So I'm just going to shuffle this up really quick. I don't think we got that. Yeah, we didn't get the Aqua's Eye, which is too bad. It would have been nice to get that, but that is okay. And we'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And we actually can get one more of our choice here, too. So I'm kind of tempted to get the iron one. But I think what I'll probably do is not actually pick one and wait and see if I need one and pick the one that I need based on that. Okay, so we get the Aqua's Eye, gaseous bladder, which we now have 2 of, mammary gland, supple nose, mossy molar, spindly paw, waxy dermis, and a spindly paw. Okay, let's add those in, and then we do get some other things here too, I believe. Black lichen, prime tusk, and gular sac. Alrighty. Gular sac. Black lichen. Prime tusk. So ironically, we managed to get 3 tusks from the dual tusked frog doggo. Maybe it had an ingrown one coming out of its mouth or something, but cool. Very, very cool. So we're able to complete the Bullfrog Dog Showdown. Love to see it. On the timeline, I think we just have the Tomb Part 2. So let's do age before I forget, because I am prone to do that. Come on, come on, come on. Age. Okay. So this was it Bernese? I don't think it was, but let's check. Nope. Ein, was it you? Oh, wow. Ein is very close to retirement. So this is age 4. Okay. Lucky Elder, indeed. Age is the rarest resource of all. Roll on the table below. So 2d10s. Let's do it. Getting a 14. Plus 1 permanent luck. Well, that is fun. Especially since you're kind of like a lucky build character right now. What does that mean for Ein, though? Because if they fight one more time, they are gone. So, yeah, interesting. And Ein is one of our constellations, so I don't think we're going to send them out again. Good stuff, though. So that is Ein, and then who else was it? Was it Maltese? Or Shiba Inu? Shiba Inu. Must be you. Yeah, so this is age 2. All right, getting a 12, plus 1 permanent strength. I mean, not the best for them. They're already pretty strong and they got sharp, but, you know, we'll take it. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, that is done. Let's do a settlement event. Weird dream. A lot of text on this one. If you're the only player, a survivor dreams about a giant man that controls their lives from the darkness above. All departing survivors gain 3 insanity. Okay, well, I mean, meta as heck. And nothing bad happens, so you know what? I'll take it. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's go ahead and get all of these frog dog resources in. Aqua's Eye. Okay, Aqueous Eye. There we go. 2 gaseous bladders. Waxy dermis, mammary glands, mossy molar, mammary gland, supple nose, waxy dermis, and then last but not least, 2 spindly paws. Ooh, and one thing I need, I'm gonna draw, but quite frankly, if I don't get the one that I'm looking for, I might just pick it, because this is probably gonna be the last time I fight, so let's just grab from the top. Steel Carbuncle! Heck yeah, this is the one that I don't have yet, so very, very exciting. What is this gonna be? Indomitable Perfect Iron Scrap. When you gain this, also gain the Grimacing Guillotine. Pattern card. A tormented expression frozen in time. Yeah, it's a creepy face for sure. Okay, let's grab that. Should be a seed pattern, I do believe. Jasa, there we go. I guess I should probably take Jasa out because I do have it. All right, so what is the Grimacing Guillotine? Steel Carbuncle, Spindly Paw, 1 iron, and a leather, so not too expensive to make, just as a comparison for the Jawsaw, which was Guild Fungus, Mossy Molar, Perfect Bone, and Skull. Well, let's check and see what this item is and see if we do want to make it or not. Okay, patterns. Come on, come on. Grimacing Guillotine, there you are. Those out there for the moment. Grimacing Guillotine. Let's pick that up a little bit higher here. So, weapon, melee, two-handed, tool. So no specializations or anything with it. 2 speed, 7 up to hit, and 8 strength. Once per round, if adjacent to the monster when it suffered a critical wound, you may spend 1 survival to cut its flesh and inflict another wound. So it's kind of like a... Hey, thanks, Mike. Happy holidays to you too. Take care. Like a worse version of Savage, where you need to spend a survival to make it happen. Kind of like that. I don't think I'm going to make it, but it looks cool, and I'm tempted to put it on a model because it looks pretty freaking sweet. But interesting. Very, very interesting. So we'll keep it out, and I'll take a picture of it for the app. Cool stuff, though. So let's add Steel Carbuncle there, too. Into not Frog Dog, but Strange. Steel Carbuncle. Oh, no, it isn't Frog Dog. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Well, with that in mind, we should probably read the Tomb Part 2. Let's go ahead and do that. Back to this cool art from the beginning of the session. But Part 2. The construction is demanding. This lantern year, archive all basic resources brought back from returning survivors, rounded down. So, I mean, I kinda gibbled it, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep playing as is. If there are fewer than 4 people of the stars in the settlement, -4 endeavors. So luckily, again, we have more than 4, which is good. We barely scraped by. We got the last 2 from, which I think might have gotten us to 4, funny enough. So I probably shouldn't have any Constellation people going out and fighting anymore. I think that is just a poor choice. But yeah, we got 2 of them from the last Nemesis fights against the Tyrant. And if we didn't get them in that fight, I don't think we would have been able to. So really glad that we got them. Departing survivors gain +1 luck token, so +1 luck and also 3 insanity. I need to remember that. Add the Tomb Part 3 to the timeline next year, and returning survivors roll 1d10. Okay, well, let's do this. Add a story event, the tomb part 3. And returning survivors roll a d10. So let's do that. Top to bottom, let's go with Bernese Mountain Doggo. I probably should have picked up that copper, but alas. Okay, getting a 6. You throw energy behind the settlement's frantic pace, completely exhausting yourself. You must skip the next hunt to recover. Bummer. 7, same thing. We weren't going to use iron anyway, so that's okay. Maltese. Getting an 8. You vigorously pitch in, gain +1 permanent strength. You must skip the next hunt to recover. All right, and then last but not least, we have Shiba Inu, who I'd like to be able to keep going, except it's impossible at this point, so it doesn't matter. 6. Okay, so nothing bad happens, just that specific party can't go out again. Okay. Cool. Well, I think first things first, we should probably try to have a baby. So let's just go ahead and... I should probably get this card out first, actually. Let's go ahead and grab those. Put this down over yonder. Let's see what we can do. So Tuskworks we're going to be using. Throne, I don't think we will. That we shall. Barber Surgeon, no. Frostcrester, no. Skinnery, no. Stone Circle, no. No, 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 no. Okay. So, how do I want to do this? I think let's do the Organ Grinder one first. Go down to 3. And we're looking for an 8 up. No. Let's do one more. 8 up. 6. Alas. Okay. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this turn. But we'll see. Because one thing I really want to do, and I don't know if it's a good or a bad idea, but I almost want to do 2 of them. Mere Omens, where art thou? The Mere Navi spends 3 Omens to add Metamorphosis Festival to the next Lantern Year on the timeline. Let's do that for sure. Okay, so story event. Metamorphosis Festival. Stoked on that. And now our Omens are down to 2. And then I feel like we should probably, so that's down to 1 Endeavor. Let's check out our progress. Is there any innovations that we think would be particularly awesome? I mean, not really. Like, Memento Mori, face painting, bad cooking records. You know what? Yeah, I don't really care about that. I would rather try to have a baby and get my death principle. So, 8 up. No. Alas. Okay. Oh, I hope I didn't. Oh, I might actually have to wreck on that one. Check here. Let's see. Specifically because there's a couple things I want to craft. However, I think I usually do my crafting off camera just because I take a little bit of time with it. So I think I'm going to sign up for now. Thank you very much for tuning in on this festive Fragodago Merry Cranksmith stream. Oh my god, I'm glad I was able to re-rack because the first fight was going diabolically wrong. So that was huge, and being able to come back and have a kick-ass Uber redemption fight was lovely. So happy holidays, everybody, to everyone that celebrates. Take care, enjoy your time, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you most likely in the new year. Bye!